Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch Team is here with your latest update on Tropical Storm Ida. Currently, Tropical Storm Ida has winds of 65 miles per hour, sustained winds. Hurricane warnings are now issued for the western portions of Cuba in this area, as the National Hurricane Center is predicting this to intensify to a Category 1 hurricane prior to landfall there in western Cuba. It is literally not far from becoming a hurricane. There's lots of lightning now in the storm. And here's the system right here. Lots of heavy rain in western parts of Cuba. It's expected to make landfall later today, later the afternoon into the evening hours. So here's the storm right here. Very, very heavy rain. Conditions continue to deteriorate in the western portions of Cuba. Heavy rain and gusty winds are going to continue to pick up, and the seas are going to become more choppy. We're going to start getting bigger waves, and there will be 3 to 5 foot storm surge possibly. So storm surge is possible for the western portions of Cuba, and definitely we're going to also be seeing not only just storm surge and heavy rain and strong winds, but we're going to be dealing with a lot of lightning with this storm also. So life-threatening storms, not life-threatening storm surge I should say, but life-threatening rain, very heavy rainfall is very highly expected with Tropical Storm Ida as it continues to approach the western Cuban coast. So I want to talk about the watches and warnings right now and what we are looking at. So here are the watches and warnings. So like I was saying, we got hurricane warnings over the western portions of Cuba. We have tropical storm warnings for parts of farther east of that, parts of central Cuba, and still down here in the Cayman Islands, we have a tropical storm warning right there. We do have a hurricane watch for majority of Louisiana and the coast of Mississippi, and we do have a tropical storm watch for the coast of Alabama right over here. It is expected to peak at 120 miles an hour, it's supposed to continue intensifying. So a hurricane is expected, as it is going to make landfall this evening, I believe. So if we look here at the discussion, we'll have a better idea. So again, this will be in roughly 12 hours. It is going to make landfall over western Cuba. And then again, right here it is in 60 hours. There it is, 105 knots at about 120 miles per hour. So very, very, very strong hurricane. Expected to make landfall there in portions of Louisiana. So again, life-threatening storm surge and hurricane conditions are expected later today and tonight in portions of western Cuba, including the Isle of Youth, where a hurricane warning is currently in effect. Life-threatening heavy rain, flash flooding, and mudslides are expected across Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and western Cuba, including the Isle of Youth. The risk of life-threatening storm surge inundation is increasing along the coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. An inundation of 7 to 11 feet above ground is possible within the area from Morgan City, Louisiana, to the Ocean Springs, Mississippi, including Lake Orange. Interest in these areas should follow any advice given by local officials. Ida is expected to be a dangerous major hurricane when it reaches the northern Gulf Coast by Sunday, and the risk of hurricane-force winds continues to increase, especially along portions of the Louisiana coast, including metropolitan New Orleans. Potentially devastating wind damage could occur where the core of Ida moves ashore. Ida is likely to produce heavy rainfall later Sunday into Monday across the central Gulf. Please show this. Okay. What do we got? I think it was this. What sheet they wanted me to show you. Oh, yes. So, as y'all know, we do have aircraft reconnaissance. I think aircraft reconnaissance is still in there. Mission 3. So there's the storm, or there's the aircraft right there. Not sure what all I can actually see with this. So again, there's the minimum central air pressure. So they found the minimum central air pressure to be at 996 millibars. This is currently where the aircraft is located as of 1504 UTC. So this is currently, was that a drop zone? I think it was. Yes. So, let's see, 1,007 millibars. So these are what they are able to get wind speed 43 knots, about 50 miles per hour. So they have found multiple areas of where they were able to find, in fact, of hurricane force winds. As you can see, as they got closer and closer and closer, this area. So this was the flight path. Oh, God, there's so much going on here. Going with this. So this is currently where that storm is located. We think roughly in this area where they do think there's about an air pressure roughly 996 millibars. It's still going to be moving in this direction right over the western tip of Cuba right there, where they will be seeing those winds right there. What just happened? Weird. Zoom into this area once again. Oh wow, look at all these drop zones. Wow, that's a lot actually. Oh, they're headed right towards the center, I think. 1,000 millibars is the minimum air pressure. Minimum air pressure saying 1,000 millibars. Oh, information's unavailable. Oh my gosh, that sucks, to be honest. Holy crap. Okay. Right there. Okay, negative 62 feet. So 998 millibars right there. Okay. 1,000 millibars, roughly 62 feet below sea level, or below ground. Okay. So these are a lot that they're dropping in here. So it's going to go right back towards the center of circulation and see if they can find more. So I wanted to sort of talk about the fact that we currently have that in there. Oh. So, 120 miles an hour. This could be stronger because it still hasn't even made its way to the Gulf. It still has quite a bit until it makes it there. So, again, 65 mile per hour sustained winds. Storm has really, really intensified. Rainfall. Look at that. A area just south. Areas could be seeing 10 to 15 inches of rain. Isolated areas could see as much as 20 inches of rain. Isn't out of the realm of possibility. It's in the realm of possibility. So, lots of heavy rain is possible. This is the flash flooding potential. There is a moderate chance of flash flooding occurring. Flash flooding is probably more likely than that, in my opinion. And then peak surge. 7 to 11 foot storm surge is possible. Seven to 11-foot storm surge, all the way through this area from Morgan City, all the way to Ocean, all the way to this side, and then we got 4 to 7 through Mississippi and Alabama, Florida, and even parts of the Alabama and Florida border state line. They could still see of around 3 to 5 foot storm surge. So, and even into the Mobile Bay, they could see some storm surge. So that's also something that we've got to really keep our eye out on, is the storm surge throughout that entire area. So 50 knot wind speed probabilities, big possibility, and then also our hurricane force wind speed probabilities. which I don't know why it's so low, where it's like 5% chance of it's going to become a hurricane. I think it has a better chance than that, in my opinion, but it's just me. Arrival time of winds. All right, so we got to deal with not only this afternoon into the evening hours of today is when we're going to be dealing with tropical storm force winds and possibly even hurricane force winds approaching the western portions of Cuba. The flooding is just going to be terrible. So there is I think there's still a storm surge watch. I don't know if it's been upgraded to a warning. As you can see, there's still a storm surge watch all the way from the Texas, Louisiana state line, almost all the way to the Alabama and Florida state line. And then storm surge inundation is what we're looking at also, because that is also something we're going to have to look for, and what we could be seeing. So not seeing a whole lot of reds. So as you can kind of see, if we scroll down, if we see, levied area. Oh, okay. Yeah, lots of levied areas. Let's see. Okay. Now, greater than 9 feet is in red. So I'm surprised there's not much red, which I'm glad. So there is some red in these areas, as you can see. Some oranges and blues up here. So 3 to 6 foot storm surge areas we could be seeing with up to 9 foot storm surge or greater in a lot of these areas. So that's something we're gonna have to watch for very closely as the storm approaches Louisiana in the coming days. And here are the warnings: hurricane watches for Louisiana, Mississippi, and tropical storm watch for Alabama. Hurricane warning for western portions of Cuba, and tropical storm warning for Cuba and the Cayman Islands. Now, if you want to talk directly to the Hurricane Watch team and ask questions whenever you want, feel free. We have a Discord. Feel free to join that Discord. You can talk to the Hurricane Watch team. You can ask us questions. We provide our own forecast tracks there. We provide our own thoughts on the storm, and we have other people there who are also there trying to get. We have other members there. We have other people there also. So feel free to go if you want to be there. We are there all day, and even into the nighttime. Sometimes we're there. Depends on where you are, but oftentimes into the nighttime we're there talking about the storm. So we're talking about the storm all the time. So if you want to be there, there's a lot of information that we talk about. We talk about threats like flooding, and we talk about wind, and we talk about storm surge, and that isn't just to landfall. That's through Tennessee, where they could be seeing some more flooding into Tennessee, Arkansas. So if you want that, feel free. It's in the chat. If you want to join it, feel free to join it. It is. We would like for you to join. We just want to give out the most accurate information. We're trying to make more ways of being able to provide more information, not just through YouTube or Twitter, but also through being able to talk to us directly through Discord. So feel free to go and join that right now if you want to. So it doesn't cost anything. Anyway, so I'm going to continue watching Tropical Storm Ida as it continues to produce very heavy rain and gusty winds in portions of West Cuba this morning. We got more stuff happening down here. What do we got? Reports of mandatory evacuations for Louisiana shortly as Tropical Storm Ida expected to hit on Sunday. Oh, wow. So I do want to go track the tropics because, we do have Tropical Storm Ida soon to possibly become Hurricane Ida here as it is approaching Cuba. So heavy rain, we'll be dealing with flooding, power outages, so we'll be looking at power outage maps and areas that we could be seeing power outages. So here is microwave imagery, I believe, and you can really see where that center of circulation is. At. Again, a majority of the energy is off to the east, but we're trying to see if we can. We're watching to see if we're going to get more of that energy happening close to the center circulation. But there is Tropical Storm Ida. Possibly soon to be Hurricane Ida here in the next several hours. Here is radar loops. So again, it is still offshore. You can kind of see some heavy rain over central Cuba from Tropical Storm Ida moving over into portions of western Cuba. So as you can see, I think this is raining in inches. So there's some heavy rain in Cuba right now. We're going to continue to be seeing that as Tropical Storm Ida continues to intensify. Here's more satellite imagery of Tropical Storm Ida. As you can see, there is a lot of convection with the storm. There's most certainly a lot of heavy rain with Tropical Storm Ida this morning. Lots of outflow here. Lots of convection near here. It's still got a little bit to go until it makes landfall there in Cuba. So here you can kind of see even, more radar down here. We're going to be really watching as this moves into the Gulf and see what this storm looks like when it makes its way into the Gulf. What it will look like in terms of its intensity. Intensity-wise, what is the storm going to look like when it gets in the Gulf? That's something that we're going to look for and watch for. So here's infrared right here. Clearly, as you can see, there's a lot of convection here. That huge blow up of convection just blowing up there in the last few frames there. Lots of heavy rain we're watching moving into Cuba. Again, mudslides, landslides, flooding, heavy rain. Very, very bad. So this is zoomed in too much, first of all. So again, 105, 120 miles an hour. They're thinking about this being potentially a Category 3 or stronger hurricane. So again, it is expected to make landfall in Cuba as a Category 1 hurricane with winds of 75 miles per hour. So, and another very, very strong storm approaching the United States. Unfortunately, Louisiana will be hit again. This will be, I believe, their second storm they'll be hit. They were hit by, Cristobal? No, that was last year. They were hit by another storm. I always forget the name of it, but they were hit by the third storm, and now they're getting hit a second time. So it's just absolutely, unfortunately, it's incredible, but at the same time, it's unfortunate. So, by the way, Track the Tropics has literally endless amounts of websites and links. These are all the links over here. There's literally endless amounts of links. Oh, look, I can look at the Atlantic Wind Shear. So come check them out. They have so many links. Lots of links. So yeah. So wind speed 63 miles an hour, moving northwest at 13, 996 millibars. Strength is a tropical storm. Just an incredible. This will let me know about power outages, so we can track the power outages in Louisiana as the storm makes landfall. So currently, wow, there's actually people in Louisiana who don't have power. Anyway. There's only 8 people without power, or 8 customers, I should say. And then there's 37 out in Hawaii. So, Louisiana, we're going to be watching power outage in Louisiana, as I assume it's going to definitely be in the red right up here. Definitely in the red, if not, definitely in the yellow, definitely in the orange, and more than likely going to be in the red, as hundreds of thousands of customers will be without power as a Category 3. Possibly, there's a chance that it could also become a Category 4. Also, just want to, again, rainfall is huge. Huge amount of rainfall. So look at that. Look at that. That one area right there. 10 to 15 inches of rain there in portions of Louisiana. And then as you continue to go north into Alabama, Mississippi, several inches of rain, 5 to 7 inches of rain. Even in southern parts, you can see up to 10 inches of rain. 5 to 7 inches of rain in a lot of these areas. Mississippi, a lot of rain. Tennessee, 2 to 3 inches of rain is possible. So the heavy rain is certainly going to be a huge issue with oh wait, so this, unfortunately, we have big problems with this storm. Flooding. I cannot emphasize how bad flooding is going to be. As you can kind of see, there's a lot of heavy rain over Cuba right now. That is from Tropical Storm Ida right now. So, what the that's the shit out of me. I don't know what these boxes mean. I'll just click here and see what happens. Well, this is certainly going to be very, very useful as we really watch and see what this storm is going to do in the future. Very, very interested. Pretty impressed, and kind of, excited and nervous at the same time. So, again, this is going to be another very, very dangerous tropical storm, possibly a hurricane. Water vapor kind of shows you some other dry air and where we'll get more humidity and more moisture. So clearly you can see where Tropical Storm Ida is at. You can see over here there's an upper level low right up here south of Louisiana. That is going to move to the west. It's going to move out of here and allowing a decrease in the wind shear. You can actually see it rotating a little bit. You can kind of see it rotating a tiny bit, a little bit, but it's at an upper level, and then Ida is a low level low at the surface at an air pressure of 996.3 or 0.2 millibars, I believe. So this is what we're looking at right now. Tropical storm, right here, heavy rain, gusty winds, storm surge. I really don't have a lot to say, but this is Tropical Storm Ida. Possibly could become a hurricane. This is an incredibly dangerous storm. Please, if you are in Louisiana, you're probably thinking, well, you might have gotten other storms wrong. Well, we know for a fact that this storm right here, going to be catastrophic. So be prepared, have water, have gas in your car, or have your car charged up, whichever kind of car you have. Be ready and start evacuating now. Alright? You should be evacuating now. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Treat this like it was Katrina. Get the heck out of town, because this is going to continue to intensify. It might weaken a little bit as it moves over Cuba because of land interaction. But once it gets over the Gulf, that is when we're going to really see the storm really begin to ramp up, and we could be seeing a major hurricane on our hands. Potentially catastrophic hurricane for Louisiana. So get out of town if you can before the roads become cramped. And we don't want people panicking and trying to get out of town, rushing to get out of town because of a hurricane approaching Louisiana. What else? I clicked on the radar loose, but nothing happened. Model outputs. Cyclone Genesis. Let's see what we got here. I mean, there's Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at. Radar loops. Huh. So that's Grand Cayman Island right there. Oh, there it is. You can kind of see it rotating a little bit. Oh, wow. Almost like they're trying to create an eye right there. See it? It's actually really, it looks like they're trying to create an eye a little bit. We'll see what this does. Yeah, you can definitely see it rotating. Look at that. Oh, you saw that the last frame? Oh, that was actually impressive. Not gonna lie. Well, let's see. We need to go a little farther to the north. Not as good. Grand Cayman seems to have the best radar, to be honest. Weak, strong, and extreme. So this is the rain. 25 nautical miles all the way. Wow, Cuba's like 160. Okay. Go out here and then talk about the rain. All right. Okay, whatever. So, as you can see, here's the center of circulation. As it continues to move in this direction, you can clearly see it's moving in a northwesterly direction. And again, almost looks like that it tries to, in fact, create an eye. Want to make sure y'all can hear me. And then there you go, you can kind of see it at the last frame. It tries to close off an eye, but it's still pretty much open right there in this direction. So, and it's still got several hours to go. So, this is the heavy rain. As you can see, it is in fact approaching. Some of that heavy rain in the later frames begin to move on to portions of western Cuba. So, again, heavy rain is already a big problem and something we're watching for. So, heavy rain is going to be. There's gonna be more and more rain with this storm as the storm develops. You can actually see this rain band developing right here. Very, very large rain band right there. So as we start to see these rain bands develop and as the storm begins to develop, another problem with this as it begins to actually approach Louisiana is these storms and these outer rain bands farther to the east, like Mississippi, Alabama. Actually, you'll start to see some tornadoes, so tornadoes will also be a problem. So, obviously, can't think of it now. Power outages won't just be concentrated to Louisiana. Mississippi and Alabama could possibly also have some power outages because of the tornadoes and the flooding and the heavy rain. Alright, so tornadoes are also unfortunately an unfortunate possibility also. So the storm is really starting to create, we can kind of see an eye trying to develop in radar there. As you can see, last frame, an eye tries to develop in radar, but it isn't classified as an eye, I think, until about when you see it on satellite. It's when it clears on satellite. There's going to be some storms in an hour or so. So when I do my 1 p.m. update, y'all will probably hear some thunder in the background, which I can't control the weather, even though people think I can. I don't know why. Anyway, okay. But yeah, tries to sort of create an eye of some sort. Ooh, what's this? Got some stuff for Twitter here. Alright, let's see what we got here. The aircraft reconnaissance currently in Ida made a pass through its center, which, comparing against the latest ensemble data, is on the far eastern end of the ensemble spread. In addition to quite being stronger than forecast, Ida also appears to be taking a right jog. That is not good. That is not good. But also, wow. I don't really know what to say. I'm just, wow. Yeah, we don't need right jogs, bud. Wow, that's kind of scary when you think about it. Actually, is there anyone talking in the chat? I want to just double check. I don't want this either. Oh wow, why does the thumbnail say remember when Ida was predicted to hit Texas? Absolutely, I do remember that. Ida when originally I was supposed to go in this direction, but now it almost looks like, yeah, like it's gonna, I mean, that's just bad. It is terrible. Also quite terrifying at the same time if you think about it. Nope, don't want that, don't want that, okay. And also going to be dealing with tropical storm force wind speed probabilities. 90 to 100% probability of 100% probabilities of hurricane tropical storm force wind speed probabilities. These are the model tracks. Again, a majority of them are in central to eastern Louisiana, although you do have a few outliers which go out towards Texas, and some come towards farther east, I should say. Here are some more model tracks here from Tropical Tidbits. As you can see, they're all really just pretty concentrated that they're going to make landfall in central to eastern Louisiana. These over here are a little bit more spread out a little bit. As you see, really starts to spread out. Some go all the way to Corpus Christi, but a majority of them stay towards the center of Louisiana, towards the east. These are showing that, again, it does actually have 55 knot winds. And in 12 hours, in fact, it will become a hurricane. Sooner than that, actually. So still, I think the models are still, some of them might actually be underestimating the intensity. There's some still harder now. This model, I don't know what it's doing. It's like, that's not going to do any intensifying. It's going to like drop off to a weak tropical storm, intensify to a hurricane, and then weaken to a, yeah, not quite sure what's going on there, but very, very interesting. Kind of scary how wrong it is. So here's the latest satellite imagery of Tropical Storm Ida. Ooh, wow, okay. Kind of scared to read this tweet. Might as well. I think he's a senior. Yeah, he's a senior hurricane scientist, so he knows what he's talking about more than I do. Ida has me very concerned this morning for Louisiana. You can't ask for a worse recipe for a destructive hurricane. Not much here, and a track right up the deepest, very warm water using ocean heat content. This is extremely high, serious, and hurricane potential here. High-end hurricane potential here. Oh, Lord. That is honestly scary. Oh my God. It's terrifying. Truthfully, it's just scary to think about that. This could the farther, in this general direction, we go over that tropical cyclone heat potential. That's bad. Really, really bad. Tired too. So again, unfortunately, this is going to become a catastrophic hurricane in our opinion. I do want to look at the forecast models for hurricanes, tropical storm Ida. Here's what the GFS is showing. Yes, models just came out. You're right. You're right. This one makes me a little bit nervous. Look how fast that air pressure drops. 959, 950, 945, 940. I mean, that eye is very well defined. You having some incredibly heavy rain. Look at these outer bands. Would really cause, this is farther west. So, if it's farther east, it's probably going to go somewhere like this. If it's, or maybe somewhere like this. But this is farther west, 940 millibars. It's a lot stronger than I like to see a hurricane. Obviously, I don't like to see hurricanes at any intensity, but it's a little on the strong side. It's a little on the strong side at 121.4 knots. At landfall there, as you can see, it's 119, 121. And the wind gusts are, I don't even know if those winds would be gusting to. My freaking God. Oops. What's happening? What is happening? So this is an incredibly powerful hurricane. 939.9. And as you can see, it just begins to eventually weaken. Look how large. That's what you would sort of call an eye in terms of wind. I also want to see what windy is showing for maximum. What they think for in terms of maximum intensity would be. So we obviously know this is a strong tropical storm. So I'm gonna let's do GFS, alright. So we know this is a strong tropical storm. So we don't know why this is still showing a weak tropical storm. So first of all, let's just change this straight over into miles per hour, Fahrenheit, inches, feet, inches, HPA. Perfect. So gusts. That's a little bit more accurate, I think. As you can see, it shows it doesn't even become a hurricane. So we already know. Wait, what's the name show? Oh yeah, the name is terrifying. I don't know what the NAM is doing, still showing it in the direction towards Texas. Like, are you going to turn north? I mean, I think it shows this becoming a lot stronger. So it thinks it's going to push it farther west. It's kind of scary. But I don't think this is going to happen. But still something scary to look out. Still something scary to see. This is showing a very strong hurricane. At about 120 miles per hour. There's 125. So this, I mean, you go to regular wind and it doesn't even show a hurricane. Barely. A very weak Category 1 hurricane. So, very minimal hurricane. But, oh, do not use windy? Okay. I've been told to use windy before, and I've told not to use windy. And so, I don't ever know if it's accurate or not. So, I just assume it is. Okay. It shows, oh, okay. I see. Good to know. So, currently this is what the Hurricane Watch team thinks. Let me put this back on some good, nice, perfect style imagery, because why not? Okay, that's not the one I meant to use. I meant to use this one. Perfect. I'll give you all the latest estimations on what the Hurricane Watch team thinks of this storm. Let me go here. Trying to find it. Give me a second. Hurricane Watch Team track forecast. So again, we think this is probably we currently think this is going to probably peak at about 125 miles an hour. This is currently what we're thinking based on what we're seeing with intensification with Tropical Storm Ida right now. We do think that this could become Tropical Storm, could peak at 125 miles an hour, but right now we're really worried about Cuba right now because that's where it is going to be, where it is impacting right now. Winds of 65 miles an hour. It's expected to have winds of about 75 miles an hour later this evening when it makes landfall there. So, I'm going to wrap this up. I like to keep these quick. I want to keep these about an hour or less. If any comments, questions, or concerns, go in the chat right now. Or feel free to join our Discord. You can talk directly to the Hurricane Watch team and ask questions. And we will be there to answer them. We're there all the time, 24 hours just about. So, yeah. Let me check the chat and see if anyone has any comments, questions, or concerns. Okay, Reconnaissance. I'm told to look at Recon again. Oh wow, that's not far from 70 miles an hour. Look at that, it's super close. This is surface one. This is like, here's this right here. So it's like 68 or something like that. It's like getting close to 70 mile per hour sustained winds. This is the only mission into Ida right now at the moment. So this is currently what they're seeing right now. I think they're almost done with the storm. I don't think there's anything left, to be honest. So yeah. Wow. There's 60, here's 65, and here's 70. Very, very close to a 70 mile an hour sustained tropical storm. And it's gonna start storming. Got more storms today. Isn't that just great, right? Wonderful. Just wonderful. What do we got done here? And a few more links on the track and track the tropics. Okay. And then we are going to end it off there. We like to keep these short and sweet. Wow. Okay. Oh, the heavy rain is going to be bad. That's what I'm going to say for now. Look at this. I think this is just potential minimum central pressure. Could be as low as the 800s in the Western Gulf. Persian Gulf looks bad. Real bad. Wow. That's totally not scary. Imagine that. Look at this. Potential tropical storm in California. How often do you hear that every day? You know? Tropical storm there in California, huh? That's actually kind of scary if you think about it. Wow. 997. That's Nora. Yes. Yes, I know. But actually, I need to go back to go back here. Go here. Because Nora, if I go here, because I never talked about Nora, but it's got winds of 50 miles an hour. There's still a hurricane watch in effect for that area. As of 10 a.m. Central Time, new warnings and watches have been issued for portions of the coast of Jalisco. I can't pronounce the other names. Western state of Mexico. So, if we look at the graphics, talk about this. There's very well a hurricane watch in effect. And look at that. It goes right up the California Gulf. The Gulf of California. There we go. So, already, I mean, look at the tropical storm force wind field. Tropical storm force wind field is really big. So let's look at satellite imagery of tropical storm Nora. Wow. Look at this convection. He's gonna give more links. So here's Nora. As you can see, lots of convection near the center of circulation. 997 millibars right there. Winds are about 50 miles an hour. It is in fact expected to become a hurricane. And we also have 97L and 98L, but those do not pose a threat of any kind to land. And they're just gonna go right on out to sea. Here's 98L. Again, 30 miles per hour right here, as you can see. As you can see, it's going to get a little farther away from the coast, but then it's going to get pretty close. Now, this is just where the center is expected. We all know, we should know that conditions reach out well beyond the center of circulation. GFS simulated IR satellite. All right. Well, it's all it's got is 72 hours until landfall, right? Yeah, pretty much. So we're gonna go to hurricane. We're gonna go to GFS. We're gonna go to Ida. Oh wait, maybe he wants me to look at. Oh wow, look at those pixels, y'all. I hate to tell you, but it's a little on the pixelated side for my liking. Like the pixel, I don't like it when it's just pixelated. It looks ugly. Wait, can I do? I just thought of an idea. Holy shit! Oh, weather US. I think it's okay. It's stupid. I just wanted to say, look at this hurricane, y'all. This is terrifying. Not that this is gonna happen 100, 120, like 120, 130 knots. Like, is this not the scariest thing you've ever seen in your life? Swear, imagine if the NAM 3 cam is correct. Oh my god. Just to look at this is just terrifying to look at. Like, let me just put this into motion. See, that is so scary. That is terrifying to just think about. Alright, weather US. Alright, let's go to weather US. Stuff on my screen. Alright. Forecast. GFS. And then change map selection. And they do free zoom. Oh, okay. Change parameters. All. Simulated IR. What just happened? I'm just gonna go back to this. And then, oh wait, change the date. Okay. There's no satellite there. I think there's something wrong. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong. Let me try, oh, it's already 11. We'll look at weather observations, because I'm wondering what the weather observations are like in Cuba. Don't tell me there's no weather observations in Cuba. There's no weather observations in Cuba. That makes me sad. It's so sad. Okay. Okay. Observations. Forecast. Forecast. Alright, let's see the NAM. The NAM is literally like, it's kind of terrifying. If I'm being honest, it's kind of scary. Oh, winds. And then, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, okay, what's this? We're getting more and more. Oh. Oh, this is good. Oh, wow, that's a lot of people from other countries. 100,000 from America. And that's Japan. That's South Korea. Okay. Some of them do say Cat 4, which is admittedly a little scary, but it's fine. A Cat 1. Very likely to become a hurricane. before it makes landfall in Cuba, I think. What does zoom mean? Oh, literally, you can zoom right on it. I don't know what that. Okay. Wow. What are these? Oh shoot, that's actually cool. Look at that. There's a track. Intensity. So here's the intensity. Some of them say Cat 3. Some of them peak at a Cat 3. None of them are peaking at a hurricane within the next 12 hours. And the National Hurricane Center says within 12 hours it's going to peak at a Category 1 hurricane. Oh wow, look at that. 940 millibars. Maximum winds. I don't know. Wow, look at the rain. That's so scary. Very, very interesting. Surface pressure. This is very interesting. I like it. Microwave 37 gigahertz. Yes. I guess 91 gigahertz would be better, right? I'm in the middle of a stream, Mom. You can look at loops there too. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, I see. Well. What is this? Well then. Okay. We're definitely going to be looking at this later today. Clearly my mom needs my help with something. So. Clearly I need to end this off here because my mom needs my help with something. So I gotta go help her with what she needs help with. So this is the latest satellite imagery of Tropical Storm Ida. I don't know why I keep wanting to say hurricane. And we will certainly be talking more about Tropical Storm Ida at the next update, which is in 2 hours at 1 p.m. Central Time. With all of that being said, have a wonderful rest of your day. And feel free to go and join the Discord if you want to get more accurate predictions from the Hurricane Watch thing. Feel free to do that if you want. And with all that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, and I'll talk to you guys later this afternoon. Peace out.